I'd like to welcome everybody for coming out today. Appreciate your attendance. We didn't invite this wind, but we're going to try to work through this. So I'd like to recognize Mountain Star Healthcare President Greg Engel, Unified Fire Authority Assistant Fire Chief Riley Pilgrim, Herriman City Councilman Clint Smith, our EMS providers, thank you all for coming, Herriman community members, and our own Lone Peak Hospital Mountain Star Healthcare colleagues. Thank you all for joining us this day. We're pleased that you could all join us as we break ground on our Herriman Emergency Center, a Lone Peak freestanding emergency center. As one of the fastest growing cities in the whole country, and certainly within Utah, we want to make sure that we grow right alongside Herriman City to meet the needs of those that live and work in this area of the valley. We're committed to meeting Herriman City's healthcare needs by increasing access to comprehensive, high-quality patient-centered care much closer to home. Beginning in 2013, Lone Peak Hospital started out as a freestanding emergency room in Draper. Since then, we've grown into a 32-bed hospital, 2 medical office buildings, and now a freestanding ER here in Herriman. All our colleagues, and soon including our Herriman Emergency Center team, strive to live our mission statement, which is, above all else, we're committed to the care and improvement of human life. In our commitment to care, Lone Peak Hospital, along with our HCA healthcare colleagues across the nation, we're part of more than 32 million patient encounters, with 7.4 million of those patient encounters occurring in emergency rooms across our nation. At our new Herriman ER, we will work closely with the first responders and ambulance service providers to deliver the highest level of emergency care to Herriman City and surrounding cities. With this facility in place, first responders will be able to function more efficiently, and ambulances will return to service in the community much faster. The ER is fully equipped and will be staffed by experienced, board-certified physicians from Lone Peak Hospital, along with nurses and medical technicians. Some other notable features include 10 patient exam rooms, 24/7 emergency care, and a comprehensive laboratory and imaging services, which includes CT, X-ray, and ultrasounds. I want to thank HCA Healthcare and Mountain Star Healthcare for funding this Herriman City freestanding ER. I also want to recognize Herriman City for welcoming us to the community with open arms to help provide emergency care to their residents. And thank you so much for Travis and the marketing teams for putting this all together. We appreciate the time and attention you put into this. Now I'll introduce Greg Engel, our president of Mountain Star Healthcare, will be our next speaker. Greg has been serving as the president of Mountain Star Healthcare and the HCA division since 2014. In this position, he leads the executive division team and is responsible for the successful operation of 11 hospitals in 3 states, 8 in Utah, 2 in Idaho, and 1 in Alaska. With proven leadership skills and experience in improving physician, employee, and community relations, Greg is advancing Mountain Star as a leading healthcare provider in the multiple communities it serves. Thank you so much. Welcome, Greg.
Everybody always smiles when we mention Alaska. Not always the employees when we ask to go there, though. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. And on behalf of Mountain Division and Mountain Star Healthcare, which is our Utah brand, I'm very pleased to represent the Mountain Division here. We're excited that we're able to help meet the growing demand for healthcare services in Herriman and these neighboring communities. You know, during the pandemic, our company established 2 guiding principles: that we would first protect our people, our colleagues, our physicians, our volunteers, and we would protect our business. Why? Because that would enable us to protect our patients and our communities. And this is a great example of, while not yet through the pandemic, working in the midst of it still, we're able to continue to make investments to meet the growing demands for healthcare services. We're excited to be part of the largest healthcare company, as Brian mentioned, HCA Healthcare, and that allows us to leverage our size, our scale, our research, our data, our best practices, our human and our financial resources to be able to bring care closer to home. That's what we're able to do here, is capitalize on Lone Peak and their leadership team's vision to continually meet the growing community's needs for healthcare services. By bringing this freestanding emergency department here for generations to come, we'll be able to improve the care and improvement of human life here in these neighboring communities. So whether it's the $30 million in state and local taxes that we contribute, or the 5,700 jobs we create, or the tens of millions of dollars of uncompensated care, or the $300 million of capital improvements we'll be making in Utah just this year and into next. This being an example, and also the almost $100 million that we're investing in Lone Peak, the sister facility for this freestanding emergency department. So we're very, very pleased to be part of this effort, and exceedingly grateful to our first responders, without whom we couldn't do this without. And we just thank you for the partnership that we have, and I'm just appreciative to represent the Mountain Division in this very, very exciting investment. So with that, let me introduce Riley Pilgrim. Riley is, get to my notes here because your mother gave me some very extensive remarks. Assistant Chief Riley Pilgrim has served in the fire service for over 19 years. In 2007, Riley joined UFA as a firefighter and EMT. He attained the ranks of firefighter specialist, captain, Wildland Division Chief. That's a title I like, Wildland Division Chief. Battalion Chief, and in January 2020, Assistant Chief. During his time at UFA, he has been involved with Utah Task Force 1, the Wildland Division, and multiple other specialty programs. He has traveled the country in response to large-scale wildland and all-hazard incidents, and has a deep background in emergency management. Please join me in welcoming Riley.
Yeah, thanks. I hope I can live up to all that. First of all, we're excited to be here as Herriman's first responders, your firefighters and your EMS community. We're excited to partner with Lone Peak Hospital to bring these additional emergency services to our community. It does make a big difference for us and for our citizens to be able to get them to additional or further care as quickly as possible. So this will be a great asset to the community at large. But the community will benefit from this. It's closer to where people are living and working. When they visit this community, they'll be able to get to that care much quicker than they would otherwise. So we're looking forward to that. As first responders, we're looking forward to partnering with this hospital to continue to provide the best care that's available to both our communities and those who are visiting and who are maybe visiting Herriman for whatever reason. So we're grateful for this. This is a great step. It's a great addition to this community, and we're looking forward for the changes that it brings. So with that, without further ado, what I'd like to do is introduce Clint Smith. He's also a friend of mine and a fellow colleague who understands the importance and value of having a facility like this located in the community. Clint and his family have lived in Herriman for over 18 years, and so he understands the needs and interests of the community. As a Herriman council member, he works closely with the community to preserve the core values that the city is built on. He believes in smart managed development, and he knows these are key during this rapid growth that Herriman is experiencing right now. He's also very interested in upholding the city's identity, vitality, and doing so in a sustainable nature. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Clint Smith.
Well, good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. When I saw the program that Riley was going to be introducing me, I was a little worried knowing how long we've known each other, some of the things that he could share with you. I'm glad he stayed on script this morning and only used the positive items. Again, appreciate that. We have a long friendship and a long work relationship as well, and that's what makes today really so special for our community. It is a great day for the city of Herriman to be able to be here as we have this groundbreaking ceremony and welcome Lone Peak Hospital and its emergency medicine specialists to our community. It will bring with it a level of care, a level of service that we desperately need in our community. As was already mentioned, Herriman is one of the fastest growing communities in the nation. I've been out here through all of that growth. There was 1,000 people when I moved to Herriman, and that was actually almost a little over 22 years ago now that I moved out to the community. And our numbers today say that we're about 64,000 residents here. So you can tell just by looking around what a rapid amount of change we've experienced in that time. And with that rapid change comes an increased need for these important community services. And so it's been awesome to be able to work with and partner with Mountain Star and Lone Peak to bring this freestanding emergency room to our community, to help solidify the importance that we as a city put on the healthcare accessible to our residents, and to help make us a safer and a community that is focused on community health. As was mentioned, I actually, my profession is in the fire service. Currently, I'm employed with Draper City in their fire department. I worked with Unified Fire Authority for 21 years prior to that. So I've had a very unique opportunity to work very closely with the members of the Lone Peak facility on a professional basis. And again, I can tell you that there's no finer organization to be able to have as part of our community. There's no finer group of people who are dedicated to the health and care of the residents that they serve. Again, I've had a very unique perspective on working with Lone Peak because of my other responsibilities. I got to know the previous CEO very well of Lone Peak, Mark Meadows. Since that transition, I've gotten to know Brian Lyons very well and continue to work closely with him. Dr. Yates, one of the emergency room physicians, actually serves as the medical control physician for Draper City Fire Department, and I get to work with him. And the list goes on and on with Karen, Holly, and adding Ross to their ranks recently. Again, these are all people that are not only dedicated health professionals, but they are also people that I consider close personal friends of mine. And to be able to have them now in the community where I live, to be able to provide this important service, it means a tremendous amount to me and my family. This new medical facility will help ensure the health and well-being of all that reside here, our local employees, as well as those that live in our surrounding communities. And it's very comforting to know that we have the experience of these talented professionals, nurses, and support staff that will be here when we need them to help assist us in all of our medical emergencies. So again, I'm very, very grateful and honored as the representative of Herriman City, the Herriman City Council. We have Mayor Watts here today, Council Member Orn that's with us today as well to celebrate this, because this is a great day for our community. So that's enough from me. Now it's my honor to introduce Dr. Julie Fox to you. She's an ER physician and Chief Medical Officer at the Lone Peak Hospital. She's specially trained to treat everything from broken bones to a heart attack. She says that she enjoys working in the emergency department because it gives her the opportunity to take on roles of different types of physicians, such as an obstetrician, a surgeon, or a cardiologist, at least for a short time. From the day Lone Peak Hospital opened its doors more than 8 years ago, Dr. Fox has been deeply involved in every part which has made Lone Peak Hospital the successful facility that it is today. She's been with HCA Mountain Star Healthcare for 3 decades. Again, my honor to introduce to you Dr. Julie Fox.
Stand on my tippy toes. Thanks, Clint. I just like to think of it as 2 decades in holding, just saying. So as I was working on the draft for this speech, I was blown away by the trail of pioneers that led up to this place and event. The trailblazer and namesake, Henry Herriman, who had the grit to travel west and build Fort Herriman with an A, and found the city of Herriman with an E. Dr. Frist, the co-founder of a small company with revolutionary ideas about how to deliver quality health care on a large scale that we now call HCA. The innovators at HCA who imagined the long hallway that could connect an emergency center in your backyard to a nearby hospital. And my own Lone Peak Emergency Center the first hospital-based freestanding emergency center in the state of Utah, which grew into the hospital that will be at the other end of your long hallway. With that pioneering background, bringing an emergency center to Herriman should be a breeze. Any idea what makes an emergency center different from an urgent care?
CAT scan.
CAT scan? Well, certainly having a CAT scanner, lab, x-ray, ultrasound, and an ambulance bay on site greatly expands the conditions that we can treat: chest and abdominal pain, injury, and illness in people of all ages. Those are definitely tools of our trade. But a tool is only as good as the brain that wields it. Dr. Frist said it best.
Bluetooth pairing.
Bricks and mortar do not make a hospital-based like that. People do. It's the unique partnership between our local EMS providers, our board-certified emergency physicians, our seasoned nurses and staff, and the people of your community who will make 24/7, 365 emergency care a reality for Herriman. In an attempt not to be long-winded, I will finish with a limerick and then turn the time back over to my CEO, Brian Lyons. My limerick for Herriman. An ER in Herriman would be grand, but COVID sidetracked the plan. In 9 months of building, supply chain willing, your ER will rise on this land. It's been a blast. See you in a year.
Julie's very talented. She does one of those limericks for each of our Christmas parties, and we'll have to show some of those. So thank you all again for joining us today. We appreciate all your attendance. We appreciate your support. We've been looking forward to this, starting this and having this groundbreaking for quite some time. We really do appreciate all of your help and support. As we officially turn the dirt and start the process of building our new freestanding ER, we promise to continue our commitment to the care and improvement of human life and living that mission on a day-to-day basis. We've asked dignitaries representing Lone Peak Hospital, Mountain Star Healthcare, Herriman City, and EMS to help us turn over the dirt. If they could meet us out by the shovels in the back here after the prayer of dedication. At this time, I'll invite Nancy Cormac Hughes up to the podium for a prayer of dedication. Thank you so much.
You know, in the Hebrew language, it's the same word for spirit that it is for wind. So therefore, I would say the Spirit is here. And so with that, if you are willing, I invite you to join with me in prayer. O Holy One, as we are gathered to break ground on our new structure, which will stand as a conduit of health to neighbors and strangers alike, we are reminded of the intersection where science and technology connect to meet grace and humanity. We ask your blessing upon this project as we set this expansion apart for the special purpose of healing body, mind, and spirit. Thank you for those whose vision has brought us to this moment. Thank you for the administration of Lone Peak Hospital, the Mountain Division, and to HCA, those who gave form to the void, who provided leadership and finances and honed plans to lay a firm foundation. Thank you for our city of Herriman and the support and partnership that they have been in this project. May this building provide even more service to our neighbors and provide holistic sustenance to all families. Thank you for those who are constructing this building, who will be constructing this building, for those who will be wearing hard hats and orange vests, and those operating cranes and trucks and equipment, and the skills and creativity and functionality and generosity that is given to create this new place. Thank you for the future generations who will come here to work, for young graduates who will dream dreams, and wise, tenured veterans, that they may still see visions, that all might experience meaning and purpose in their work. Cement the past and the future with the present, that we may be of one accord and one mission. Thank you in advance for the patients who will come here to heal and be treated, for their families and friends that put their trust in the tender care that will be provided. Bless this upcoming structure that it might pulsate with good deeds and flow with justice and compassion for all who seek healing within its walls. May it be strong enough to hold a parent's grief and porous enough to allow our own humanity to seep through our sterile procedures. May indeed, O divine Creator, the holy sustainer, and the healing redeemer give life and health and blessing to this new and sacred and future freestanding emergency department. And let all the people say, amen. Amen.